Today we have Billy out of Kentucky picking up his 2013 10th anniversary Rubicon. Not much Rubicon about this thing anymore. We'll go into some detail on what we've done at this phase, but Billy's been a customer for 3 or 4 years now. Previously what we've done is install these overline fenders. So front overline fenders with 6-inch extensions on the flares, the Metal Cloak body armor, Metal Cloak overline rock rails, the rear corners, and 6-inch flares. It has a Genrite aluminum tire carrier, high lift jack mount, and a 2-gallon Rotopax tank. He's got the Exo corner crawler kit on the corners with the LED package from Metal Cloak. One of the things we've done on this phase is we added this Excessive Industries GTC rear bumper. So this is a really high clearance frame chop rear bumper that has a receiver hitch, and we've got some Baja Designs S2 Pro work scene lights. You're looking at this bumper and you're thinking, man, where do you put a D-ring? But it actually comes in from the side for recovery, and then the pin goes in through this hole and fits in right here. So that's a really tough looking bumper, high clearance, probably one of the higher clearance bumpers out there. But it has 8 bolts mounting it to the Jeep. This is a VKS Shorty V3 bumper. This is the steel version with no winch hoop. So it's got a winch tray and then a bumper cover that slides over that. So we've added the front bumper with powder coat. We've added our Rockier 4x4 Big Hoss Fairlead. That's our newest version. It's hard anodized coated, laser etched with our logo. We added some LP4 Pro lights to it. So these have a backlighting circuit that's amber, and then a switch on its S-Pod dedicated to the LP4s. Now, this Jeep, maybe about 2 years ago, we put the Dynatrac Elite package on it. So it's got a XD60 front with the aluminum knuckles and the 1550 joints, 538 gears, and ARB locker. A custom tie rod, just a steel, 1/4-inch wall, 1.5 DOM with Barnes offset heims, and it's got the Yeti Steer Smarts bottom mount drag link. Also running that rock solid fab steering ram skid plate. We've done a bunch of those. That's a nice part. This one also has a sway lock sway bar. All those components have been done probably, I would say, summer of 2018, before he went with us to Moab in September of 18. So that's been on there for quite some time, as well as the 40s with the Machete B-locks. The rear, of course, is a Dynatrac Pro Rock 80 with an ARB and 538 as well. We added on this phase of the build the Evo high clearance long arm. So as you can see right here, those frame brackets are flush with the frame. Nothing hangs down. And up here, those arms are flush with the cross member, so nothing hangs down further than the frame of the Jeep, other than just the original cross member and fuel tank. Back here in the back, since this is a high clearance long arm kit, it's been said and intended to be used with just the Evo lever rear suspension. But what we've done here is we've maximized shock travel and try to get those to where they don't hang down too far from the frame, or I'm sorry, from the axle. So the lower control arms and the shock mounts are a pretty high clearance design, and we've used the Synergy upper shock mounts here to move them up and to the rear to save a little bit of travel. And of course, those Synergy sway bar drop brackets come with that kit to move the sway bar back if you don't have an anti-rock. The coil perches on this visit have also been cut off and rotated about 10 degrees forward to keep the coils straight up and down and prevent any contact with the track bar. Like most builds we do with this style suspension in the Dana 80, the axle is shifted a little bit to the driver's side just to keep pinion and yoke and drive shaft clearance with that gas tank. Also on this phase, we have added the Atlas transfer case. So this is a 3.8 to 1 transfer case. We did the cage and S-Pod probably 3 or 4 years ago. It's been holding up really well. Nice fit and finish. Wheats Off-Road out of Indiana put the harness bar and the PRP seats in, as well as, I believe, the rock lights and the snorkel. And we'll get to that snorkel. It doesn't really function anymore. So we're gonna go over here and look and see why that snorkel does not function. So as you can see, it goes right here, and it's got a 3-inch pop that comes in, and oh yeah, that's why it won't work anymore. We've got a L96 6.0 swapped in here with a Bruiser JYD kit. This is their premium kit, so it comes with the intake, the Y-pipe, catalytic converters, harness, battery tray, tip mount, so it gives you a lot more room over here on the passenger side for you know, cool pack, exhaust clearance. Of course, it's got the PSC hydro assist, and we reused the pump, but the pump has a different pulley on it for use with the engine components of the GM engine. So the bracket for this alternator and power steering pump is a wide open design pump bracket kit. So it relocates the alternator and the power steering pump kind of up close and tight to the engine. It's got that Mopar big booster kit, brake booster and master cylinder. Of course, there's your S-Pod. So this L96 was out of a 2018 G van, so like a G20 cargo van that was, I think, in a wreck. The owner picked up that engine out of, I believe, Indiana. It only had, I believe, 10 to 12,000 miles on it. So Jesse pulled the engine apart, or at least the top end of the engine. It's got new head bolts, new head gaskets, bronze trunnion upgrade kit on the rocker arms. It's got the pack beehive springs, hardened push rods, and the Texas Speed VVT Delete Stage 3 truck cam. So this thing's probably putting out, I would say, 450 horse. Who knows? It just runs great. Lorenz out there at LSX Power Tuning did the tuning on us, for us. We've got basically about 8 to 10 logs. We email him back and forth the files, and he adjusts them. And but this thing is good to go now. It's on tune number 8. No check engine light. Everything runs great. It sounds great. Let's get underneath the Jeep and see what else we have. Oh, we also added this go round the Crawler Concepts inner fenders. We had those laying around from another build and they wouldn't work, so we recycled those and used those on Billy's Jeep and added some 5100 Bilstein shocks. So this is a 3.5-inch kit with Evo long arm, and that shock is actually marketed for a 6-inch long arm JK. So it's about, I think, 11.5 inches of travel. So pretty good for a cool sprung Jeep. Let's get over here on the other side and let's start this thing up. See how she sounds. see the Evo long arm here. Uses uniballs horizontally mounted on the uppers, Johnny joints on both ends of the lowers, and this is a mountain off-road skid plate. So we modified that mountain off-road skid plate for use with the V8. It turned out really nice. Here you can see the bottom of the Atlas transfer case. So Y-pipe, both converters, and then back here we have a Venom 300 series 3-inch exhaust. Tailpipe dumps right after the axle. You can see this Jeep does get used. Look at that fuel tank skid plate. We had a time getting that thing back on. It was a chore with a couple of jacks and porta power just to get the bolts back in it because it's so beat and banged up. You can see right here parking brake cable routes under there, and Jesse welded some tabs to the arms to retain those cables nicely. Lux lighting for the rock lights, you can see those, they've got a pretty strong magnet and they work really well. This is the 12 light kit. We had to take that off and then put it back on since we had the body off of the frame. But what we did is, since that's a 12 light kit, it's got 9 lights under the Jeep and then 3 lights under the hood. So you can see if you're working on the Jeep in the evening or checking fluids in the dark. But that is Billy's Jeep. Let's get a few little driveline videos of it here at the shop. Who knows? Maybe a burnout or something. But Billy has got one solid rig. Came to us out of Kentucky. As with most of our customers, you end up doing a build like this for somebody and you start hanging out with them, going on vacation with you, and start wheeling with you, and he's one of those guys that we call and say, hey, we're gonna go here this weekend, you wanna go? And he'll say yay or nay. He can drive it. He's gonna have to be a little conservative with it now with the 450 horsepower. Something else we added on this trip was the Best Top Trek Top NX Glide Twill. So that's the zipperless fastback soft top for the JK. Really humongous rear window, a lot better visibility than a hard top or even the older soft tops. Fits really clean. Allows you to take, if you want to, you can take that window, this window, and then the other side out. So take all 3 of these windows out and it leaves just this upper section up here as a bikini top. So really nice top. But thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll have some trail videos of Billy coming up soon.